back, guys. It is week number 5. It's that time of the week. It's Thursday. Thank you all for tuning in. I should have noticed this myself. I don't know how I didn't, but the first 4 videos that I've posted are all chicken. So somebody had to point it out to me that we needed some red meat. So today we're gonna do red meat. We're gonna do it in a big way. So what I got here is a 2-inch thick USDA prime ribeye. So this is gonna be delicious. So it's a 1.5 pounds, super fatty, super delicious. I have it sitting out. It's been sitting out for probably maybe 40 minutes now. You do not want to throw this in refrigerator temperature. The inside will be bone cold, the outside will cook, and the inside will be raw. It won't cook. So let it sit out, especially something this thick, for about 40, 45 minutes. So it's been out. As you can see, I got it liberally seasoned with pepper. It's super thick, so you want to season both sides well. Do not pre-season the salt. I say that, and I've done that before, and I've made the mistake of when you pre-season with the salt and it sits out, you'll come back with a puddle of moisture on top of your steak, and that basically just pulled all the juices out of your steak, and now your steak's gonna be dry. So you don't have to use a steak this thick for this recipe, but you do want it at least 1.25 inches thick. This one's 2 inch. The butcher actually cut this one. I didn't know they did that, but he cut it specifically for me, so that was pretty cool of him. Okay, 2 things you need for this. You want this baking rack. Everyone has these baking sheets you make cookies, whatever on. Go get yourself a rack to hold the meat off the bottom. The rack was, I think, $3. And then also, we have a thermometer with a probe. You can call it cheating, call it what you want, but the way we're cooking the steak today, you need this. We're gonna be reverse searing. I posted a picture a few weeks ago on my Instagram. It gives you the most beautiful, perfectly cooked steak ever. And all we're gonna do is stick the probe in. We're gonna put it in the oven. I got it preheating to about 260 degrees. It's gonna sit in there for about an hour. The timer's gonna go off at the specified temperature you want your steak. So it's gonna be perfectly cooked on the inside. We're gonna pull it out, sear it, and then it's ready to eat. So all we've done to this point is we have our pepper on there. We're gonna season with some salt. Do want to trim a little bit if it's too thick for you. I don't know why all my utensils are pink today. We are going to insert this. You want to put this in the thickest part. So let's go ahead and we'll just go from the end and we'll just stick it in like that. All right. Come with me to the oven. This guy in.
And I'm going to set my thermometer to probably 135. That's normally how we like ours cooked too. So I'm just going to press on here. So we get to the 135 mark. Okay, apparently there's no 135. So we'll do a custom setting. We'll actually do it at 140. There's not going to be a big difference. Magnet.
This thing will beep as soon as the meat's internal temperatures hit 140. Perfect to where we want it. And I'm serious. No other form of cooking steak gives you this perfection that you're going to see here in an hour. All right, so we're gonna start making the caramelized onion, just throwing a little butter. We can do a little bit more. More the merrier. All right, there you go. So we're gonna take our white or yellow onion, throw them in there. And I got this on a 2 out of like 10 heat. So I expect these are gonna take about 25 minutes. I'm just gonna let them go real low, real slow. Throw some Worcestershire, salt and pepper in at the end. Now this guy got on more of a medium-ish heat. We're gonna start here by throwing in the bacon. And this is gonna go for our side dish. So we'll let this bacon cook off. And then we'll start adding a few of the other ingredients. And by the time these side dishes are all done, the steak should be ready to pull out. All right. Once you get your bacon to about here, you can throw in some of the onion. We're using red onion, you can use white. We'll let this cook down, let the onions get a little bit more cooked, and then we'll throw in the asparagus. You want to save the garlic to the end. You don't want the garlic to be in this cooking for too long because it'll start to burn toward the end. And then we got our onions back here. We're going to do a couple dashes of Worcestershire. Just a little bit, not a lot. Just a little sprinkle of salt. Perfect. A little bit of cracked black pepper. Oh, beautiful. Okay. And then just stir it up a little bit. All right. All right, we're gonna add in our asparagus. And I'm loving the vegetable to bacon ratio right now. We got like a little bit of veggies surrounded by a ton of delicious bacon. All right, it's looking perfect. Now we're gonna add the garlic. This was 2 cloves. You can do 1 or 2. I love garlic. And then also remember to season it. We're gonna do cracked black pepper, which again, I also love. I'm actually not gonna do any salt in this one just because the bacon has a little bit of saltiness. And then crushed red chili flake a little bit. Like I've said before, we love crushed red chili flake, so we use it any chance we can. Go ahead and mix this in. And you want to keep stirring kind of frequent right here. You don't want this garlic to burn. It'll get super bitter and kind of ruin your whole dish. And then once this comes out, I think we're going to top it with a little Parmesan cheese. And that will be our side dish for our beautiful ribeye. All right, timer says we are done. Let's go ahead and pull out our steak. All right. How does that look? If you said good, you are a liar because it looks like crap right now. But that's all part of the reverse sear. We're gonna let it rest for 7 or 8 minutes, and then we're actually gonna throw it in the pan, sear it. That way when you pull it off the pan, it's gonna be ready to go because it already rested, so you'll actually be able to get it nice and hot. Over here we got our pan. We're gonna turn it on. This goes from 0 to 10. We're gonna turn it on to like a 7.5, 8. And you literally are gonna watch this until the pan starts smoking, and then throw in a touch of oil and throw in that meat. Let it sit. Do not touch it. Give it about a minute on each side, and then even flip it to its sides for 45 seconds. So.
Look at that beautiful caramelized top now. Way better than that ugly gray we had. Now let it go for another minute.
All right, this is the moment of truth. We've been cooking this for about 1 hour and 15 minutes now. We're gonna cut into it, and if we did everything right, it should be perfectly cooked. Ooh, should we go right into the middle to see what the color is, or?
I say go from the side.
All right, we're just gonna slice it up. Let's get this. This is just a little piece of fat. We'll kind of knock that off there. I'll tell you what, the tenderness, I'm just slicing
I'll make them
this
a missing angle so people can see inside.
like butter. All right. So we're not even
Oh, where's the camera going?
to the middle part yet, but you got a beautiful pink all the way throughout. So this is how I enjoy my steak. This is probably, the ends were about a medium. It looks like we're kind of coming into a beautiful, maybe a little bit medium rare. Yeah, this is perfect. And this is because I set my temperature gauge to exactly what I wanted. And these slices are so long and thick from being a 2-inch. Look at that. I mean, it's beautiful. This is gorgeous. And it's so easy to slice. I could just slice it all day. It's like amazing. You kind of got that right there. And again, if you like it more rare, cook it more rare. If you want it, a little bit more well done, cook it a little bit more well done. But for me, that's a beautiful pink all the way throughout. You don't have that gray, on up and down. It's just the same pinkness throughout. And then you got this fat cap on the side that each slice, like you see this slice, has that fat cap right there that's gonna give you that good bite. And if you don't like that, cut it off, it's fine. But for me, I love it. And it's just, look at the juice. It is pouring out of this thing.
Let's see the taste test.
Oh, the taste test. Here, let me just plate this real quick. And then here you got your caramelized onions. Lay those right over the top. Nice little buttery finish. And then here we got our bacon, asparagus. Got a little bit of onion in there. Oh, wow. That is a beautiful ribeye steak dinner. All right, I don't want to ruin that plate, so I'm just gonna
Go in for it.
go into this guy. Literally, the first split second, I got this beautiful saltiness.
You look so evil with the knife.
I don't even slice it. Chewing it like I'm chewing on butter. Oh my god. That is so good, and it's perfect every time. If you don't have one of these thermometers, it's like $10. Go get one, and you'll be able to make the most perfect. It's just staring at me. It's staring at me. Okay. Like always, subscribe, comment. I want to do something a little different. Comment what you want me to cook. Oh, I'm choking. Comment what you want me to cook. I want to see some different ideas that you guys have. Maybe they're wild, maybe they're simple, maybe it's like hey, how do you do this? Or, something like that. I want to start to, take some suggestions on what you guys want to see instead of me just coming up with random stuff that I like to cook. But like the video, share it, subscribe to my channel. Thank you everyone for all the support. I'm going to go enjoy this beautiful, delicious steak, and I will see you guys next Thursday.